subject of the shiur, because we're recording, is the merit of kindness. And the main reason that I chose that is because we are now facing two things. We're facing the problem that we have with our cousin, the Muslim, all over the world. And number two, we have to understand that we need more kindness. If we want Mashiach, if we want to be redeemed, we need kindness in the world. Not only kindness, we need a bit more Torah. So I'm going to bring few sources to try to explain what is Gmilut Hasadim. What is so important about Gmilut Hasadim? And we'll see where is that going to lead us. So the Gemara in Masechet Brachot, if we read Masechet Brachot, page 10, folio 1. The Gemara bring in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, and it says like this: Kol ha'osek b'Torah u'b'gmilut hasadim, nimhalim lo kol avonotav. I'm going to translate that. The Gemara in Masechet Brachot tells us that the person that study Torah, but not enough that he study Torah, Rabotai, he also do kindness, hasadim. We're going to explain what is Torah, we're going to explain what is hasadim. Listen what the Gemara says. Nimhalim lo kol avonotav. That means that all the sins that he have, HaKadosh Baruch Hu basically erase it. That the person that study Torah, Rabotai, listen to it, and do Gmilut Hasadim, kindness with his fellow friends, that's enough merit to erase all the avonot that he done, all the sin. Who doesn't want it? But we have to understand what is the Gemara come to teach us. And we have to understand what is Hesed. Then we have to understand what is Torah. Do we understand what Torah mean? What is Hesed mean? I'm going to try to touch it, because for the half an hour that we have, I'm going to try to compress as much as we can. So the Torah tells us like this. When I said the Torah, that's the oral Torah, referring to the Gemara in Masechet Brachot, page 5, folio 1, that a person that do Torah and Gmilut Hasadim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu erase, or actually the right word to say Nimhalim, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu forgive all of his sin. That's the right word, that's the right translation. So we're learning from here that Hazal explained to us that a person do Torah. Torah we know, ve'agita bo yomam v'layla. We obligated to study Torah day and night. Sorry? Who said that? What? Every day, 24/7. If you can 24/7 without sleeping, study Torah. Ve'agita bo yomam v'layla. And now, while we're speaking about it, this is maybe the place to explain. You know, in South Africa now, we're in a southern part of the hemisphere, am I right? So now it's almost sunset. If we look at the northern hemisphere, it's a midday, nachon? Nachon? You agree with me? When it's night here, it's going to be there a day, midday. To tell us that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world specially. That when in one place people will sleep, in other place people will study Torah. That means that the world will never stay for one split of a second without Torah. That what keeping this world, studying Torah. Kindness. You have to understand why it's kindness. Many people think that kindness comes just to give charity and it's finished with that. זה לא נכון. It's not true, Rabotai. Kindness, when you greet someone and you say shalom, how are you? You greet them, that's a kindness. That's an act of kindness. I don't want to speak about Bikur Holim, visiting the sick, or Lo Aleinu, when a person go to the house of mourners, when he sees his friend sad, he lift up his moral. That's kindness. When you're listening to your friend, when he's upset, when he's sad, that's kindness. A friend needed tools and you lend it to him. What is it? To lend something, that's kindness. And that's what we're going to read in the Parsha. Baruch Hashem, it's linked together. I didn't plan it, but it's linked together. We see that Sodom, the only reason that HaKadosh Baruch Hu destroyed Sodom, that was a gun. Hazal explained that was a very rich piece of land, that they have everything that they want. But because they was morally corrupt and didn't done kindness with other human beings, HaKadosh Baruch Hu destroyed Sodom. So now, the Torah come and tell us, when I say Torah again, I'm referring to Torah Shebe'al Peh, that's the Gemara and Masechet Brachot, that a person that do study Torah and do kindness, nimhalim lo kol avonotav, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu forgive all of his sin, we have to take on ourselves to try to get to that level. That to study Torah whenever we can, at least once a day. At least once a day, I'm especially say at least once a day. And we all know that when you study Torah, what is studying Torah? You know what, before we develop the subject more, let's just focus on the word Torah. You know, we all know that we have to study Torah. What is studying Torah? What would you say studying Torah? Sorry? Okay, so what you're saying is that to try to understand the Torah. But what is it? What is it? Rabotai, it's not. Huh?
Word of God.
Word of God, but what is it? What is it? You have to understand halachot. You understand the rules. Halachot is the rule. Some people find that the Gemara excites them more. So they study Gemara. Some people Mishnah. Some people come and tell you, you know what, I enjoy more Torah shebechtav. I enjoy the Hamisha Humshe Torah. Some people study the Tanakh. Everyone differently. It does not make a difference what you study, as long that you study and you understand. Now, the question is, if a person study, join us here. It's easier for me to see you all, you know, when I look every minute like this. Join them. It's easy for me, instead of moving my head like a wiper blade, it's easier to see you all here. So, Hazal asking a question. There is a question. Doctor, here, sit next to Ivan. Oh, next to me. Shukran. Hazal asking, what is better? That the person should finish a full book of Mishnah, to read it, or to study it in depth. What it means to study it in depth? That means to study and to understand what Hazal tried to tell us, what our sages tell us. So there is, on one way, the quantity, and the other way there is the quality. You understand, Rabotai? What would you think is more important? Because to finish a full book and to do a siyum is a great thing. Hazal tell us no. Lo alecha mitzvah ligmor. And you don't obligate to finish all the Torah. אבל אין בן חורים אתה להיפטר ממנה. That's the Mishnah in Masechet Avot. So we obligate to study Torah. Even if you study a little bit and you understand, but what you study is a quality study, that's what stands in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So when we study Torah, it's not just to and to go. A person read the Tehillim. It's great to read the Tehillim, but to try to understand what the Mefarshim say. So that's Torah. Now Hesed. Like we explained, Hesed doesn't end up just giving money. It's a great thing to give tzedakah, but to help your fellow friends when he needs you. I'll give you an example. There is in Israel, Gmilut Hasadim, that's called Tinokot, for babies. What does it mean? That if you need in the middle of the night, if you, Baruch Hashem, you're already old enough, you don't have babies. But for youngsters that have babies, and they're stuck at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock at night, suddenly they decide, they see that the nappy is finished. Or the food that you have to give the baby is finished. There is a gmach, especially in Bnei Brak. You knock on the door, everything is ready for you, 24/7. The dummy for the baby, you lost the dummy. There is a gmach of dummy. Did you understand what is it? A baby needs a dummy. You want to put a baby to sleep, you need a dummy. The dummy disappear. Gone lost. They have a gmach of dummies. Yerushalayim, Bnei Brak. You can't believe. Gmach, gmilut hasadim, kindness. That they give it to you for free. They give it to you for free. They don't lend it to you, they give it to you. You can go and fetch it. Why do you have to fund it? It's a house, private people. That one person decide, I'm going to do a gmach of dummy. Another person decide, I'm going to do a gmach of nappies. I'm just giving an idea. I'm not talking about other things, medical aid that you need. Everything. About the Gemara said that when we do those two things, נמחלים לו כל עוונותיו. הקדוש ברוך הוא erase and forgive all the sin of a human being that he done. Okay, that's the Gemara. Where do we have a source to it? We need a source. We have to learn where does it come from. So if we go to Shlomo HaMelech in his book Mishle, prove it. In chapter 16, verse 6, listen what Shlomo HaMelech said in 4 words. בחסד ואמת יכופר עוון. Shlomo HaMelech says something. Just remember that Shlomo HaMelech lived before the Gemara been written. You follow? The Gemarot been written plus minus 2,500 years ago. Shlomo HaMelech was the second king after David HaMelech. He was his son. He built the first Bet HaMikdash. The Gemarot been written after the destruction of, no? Bet HaMikdash, נכון? Sorry? Bet HaMikdash. Okay. So let's understand what Shlomo HaMelech said. Listen what he said. Behesed, in kindness. Ve'emet, with truth. Yechupar avon. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu will do atonement to all our sin. But listen what Shlomo HaMelech said. Emet, he didn't say Torah, נכון? And we say before, what did we say? That the Gemara say, כל העוסק בתורה ובגמילות חסדים, נמחלים לו כל עוונותיו.
תורה זה אמת.
תורה זה אמת. So prove it.
I'll prove it.
כן,
Torah is 4 and 6, it's 406, and
So you're doing gematria, no?
in Gematria,
Yeah.
it's 9, and emet is also 9.
נכון. איך 9?
9, because you add up the numbers.
א',
Without a zero.
wait, א',
Emet Aleph is 1.
נכון.
Emet is 40.
Mem
Tav
is 40.
400. Okay?
No.
Right? So 4 and 1.
It's 441.
Okay. And then you add.
So,
add
understand what you're saying. What you're saying, take the zeros out and add them up.
Yeah.
Aleph is 1.
Yeah.
Mem, that is 40, take the zero is 4.
Yeah.
Taf,
It's also 4. Because it's 4.
also 4. נכון? Because it's 400. Take the 2 zeros, give me 9.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Is emet.
Emet. Let's do
Torah
Torah.
is also 9. On the
Let's
same-
do. What is Torah? Let's do Torah together. Taf is 400. 4.
Yeah.
Vav,
6.
6. How much is it?
0.
It's a 0.
מה?
0 נהיה, נו.
6.
זה נהיה 0.
1.
4 ו-6.
How much? נהיה 1. רש,
200.
200. Take 2. How much it's become? 3. 3 plus 5?
And hey?
No, 5 is hey. It doesn't fit.
No, Torah.
So I'll tell you.
No.
What you say you're right, but not with gematria. I'm going to explain to you how. I'm going to explain to you how we get to emet, that Torah is emet. Okay. The Mefarshim explain Hesed. What is Hesed? First we have to understand what we explained before, that's Hesed. But Torah, where do we learn that Torah is emet? תיתן אמת ליעקב וחסד לאברהם, נכון? Who said that? That we all know the verse, but we don't know who said that. The prophet Micha. The prophet Micha in chapter 7, verse 20, that's what he said. So, תיתן אמת ליעקב וחסד לאברהם, but you still didn't show me. What does it say about Yaakov Avinu? איש תם יושב אוהלים. What Hazal explained, what is איש תם יושב אוהלים? That he was the opposite to Esav HaRasha. Yaakov was sit and study Torah all day. That was emet, that the Torah is true. So from here we learn that what we're saying, and Shlomo HaMelech come to teach us, and given us the source, the early source to all of that, that when you do kindness, when you do Torah, that means studying Torah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will forgive your sin. All your sin. כל עוונותיו, רבותיי. All of his sin. Who doesn't want it? I want to see a man that's going to stand up and say, I don't care. There's none of us. Why? Because we want to please HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We don't want sin. But now become the question, how to study Torah and how to do Hasadim. So I heard a very important thing. You know, we all study and we forget. Did you ask yourself why we forget? If I ask you what you eat this morning, I don't many of us will remember. So Kal Vachomer when we study. You agree with me, Mesh?
No, I remember what that is.
So you love your meal, huh? Okay. So Hazal tell us, when you study Torah, you know, if you study Torah, don't just read it. Say it loudly. Just don't read it with your eyes. Read and make sure that what you're reading you can hear.
It's comprehension.
That's going to help you to remember the Torah.
Comprehension.
Today they call it comprehension.
2 inputs.
Yeah.
Your intake
To help
studies.
your brain to absorb. Nachon?
Yeah.
But Hazal come and tell us, when you do that, you have a better chance to remember. Not only that, when it's come to Hesed, how to do Hasadim. So now we're going to go to the Gemara in Masechet Baba Batra, page 9, folio 1. Let's see what the Gemara say. The Gemara tell us, Gadol ha'oseh tzedakah baseter. Gadol. That means that when a person do tzedakah quietly, without publicity, there is no higher than that. That's the higher level when you do tzedakah. Except what Hazal tell us, that instead of giving tzedakah, finding a job for someone. So it's you give him back his dignity. But when you're doing tzedakah, do it quietly, without publicity. You don't need a PR, public relationship. The same with the Torah. That when you study Torah, do it quietly. Not everyone has to know how scholar you are. People will ask you. If you know how to answer, you'll answer them. And if HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants you to be publicized, he'll publicize you. It's not for you to publicize yourself. So Hazal come and teach us also how to do kindness and to study Torah. When you do kindness, you have to do it quietly. No publicity. Not for the yiches. When you study Torah, you do it in two ways. That you can hear what you're studying, number one. Number two, don't publicize yourself, quietly. Not everyone have to know that you're a scholar person. Yes, David.
You talk about kindness, but only to ourselves, to each other, or
To a Gentile. You're asking for Gentile.
to enemies?
Enemies?
Why will you be interested to enemies?
I want to ask you something.
You know, you talk about dignity.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
do you give dignity to? Is it everybody?
Definitely. B'Tselem.
Enemies?
Let me explain to you. If an enemy got killed during a war, we obligated to bury him. You understand? So you say, but he's my enemy. The Torah told you, bury him. You understand? But the Torah also tells us something else. Haba leorgecha ashkem leorgo. A person that, has v'shalom, come and threatening our life, and there is a threat to our life, hashkem leorgo. Don't wait. Shoot him, kill him, immediately. Don't wait, don't give him a chance. Why? Because your life is in danger. So, now we take both of the things. What is Hesed? Hesed you obligate to do with everyone. Hazal tell us about one of our great sage that no one ever said to him hello before he welcomed him. Said to him shalom. Even a Gentile. But we have to understand, you know, we have the we're misunderstanding a few things. We think that every Gentile is an enemy. Haz v'shalom. Not every Palestinian in Israel, or the word Palestinian, I don't know, it's the wrong. Not every Muslim in Israel want to kill, want to stab. Most of them, yes. I saw today something that really upset me. You know, one of the guy that that shot in Armon HaNatzib, you remember, in a bus, one of the terrorists that stood up and he shot the guys on a bus. So they interview his mother. I don't know if you saw it. In the middle of the interview, the mother said that she's so grateful that the son done it, that she regrets that she wasn't with him. And then she said, I have a message to the Jewish people. In the middle of the interview, she pulled the knife. The lady that was interviewing her, frozen. That's a mother. That shows you the hatred toward us. And we preaching for peace all the time.
Where did you see this?
I saw it in Arutz Sheva.
Yeah.
Go to Arutz Sheva, you'll see that there is an interview with one of the mother of the terrorists
Yeah,
that
so
got
this
killed.
video.
And it's all in English. The subtitle in English, it's all.
Didn't get killed.
It's beyond understanding what's happening, the hatred. You follow?
I don't understand.
But we have to understand one important thing. That, let's go back to our subject. When it's come to kindness, you have to do kindness with seichel. If terrorists come to kill you, you're not going to allow them to shoot you or to stab you, nachon?
You take a
More
kosher
important,
knife
your life.
with a nice smooth blade and you shock it.
You understand what I'm saying? But from the other way,
Kosher.
we're not allowed to go and start shooting every human being. The Torah tells us, lo tirtzah. It's one of the 10 Commandments. Look behind me, you can see, lo tirtzah. You should not murder. But we're obligated to defend ourselves. You follow, David? Does that answer the question?
Yes. What about oppressed people?
What you're asking, explain to me.
How kind you have to be to oppressed people?
What it's called to oppress people. That's against the Torah.
People living without dignity.
People living without dignity.
The stool must be gone.
Can we speak about it? That will take me another at least 3/4 an hour. Okay, let's continue with the Shaul. So it's come to kindness and Torah. You know that our sages used to be doing kindness and Torah. You know who? Rabbi Akiva. You remember Rabbi Akiva, that we have all the Torah from him? Rabbi Akiva, we all know that he was a great sage. All the Torah that we have, it's from him, what left. But he also used to go and collect money, to do hesed, to do kindness with other people. When a person needs to get married, Rabbi Akiva used to help them. Rabbi Akiva used to collect money to who? To his own shul, to his own yeshiva. Rabbi Eliezer was like this. Rabbi Yeshua was like this. That we have to understand, if our sages done it, how much so we have to do it. Now David spoke about,
There is a very important fact about Rabbi Akiva.
there's many, not only one.
No, but he was told that his daughter,
He never told, he said that. He said to her,
that she's going to die on the day of...
you know, that's the Jose Bakochavim told him. That means that was the astronomers told him that your daughter gonna die on the night of the wedding. After she got married, in the same night, she's gonna get married.
Yeah.
So the next morning he walked to a house and he knocked on the door. And Hazal say in the Midrashim that suddenly he hears daughter screaming, a big scream. And he said to her, are you okay? She said yes. So he asked her, Biti, what hesed did you done? What kindness have you done? So she said, last night when I got married, was a poor person came to the wedding. And with no food left. The portion that I have, I given it to that poor person. And he said, "V'tzedakah tatzil mimaveh." That's how it happened. So no one told him. He said it. But what's happened? In the olden days, they used to have a long hair. And they used to roll the hair and they used to put like a needle. Like those, you know, like you knit with them.
All the young
A long pin. And with that pin, when she wake up in the morning, she needed it. So when she pulled it from the wall between the bricks, came with it the snake. The snake was waiting to kill her. There's many stories about it. That people that done tzedakah, after they done this kind of act of kindness, they saw miracle. Remember when we spoke about astronomy? We brought the sample with Rabbi Shmuel, that he saw the person that was walking, was a group of people walking to chop sticks by the river. And the astronomer said to Rabbi Shmuel, that person going to die. Rabbi Shmuel said to him, if he's Jewish, he'll come back. He's not going to die. And what's happened then? We saw that guy came and they asked him what's happened. He said that one of the guy forgot to bring his food or couldn't bring his food. And I given him a portion of mine. There we explained it. I make it very short. So we see from here, every act of hesed, every act that we do with other people, with studying Torah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu forgive all our sin. But we have to understand that we have to be more lenient. Hesed is also to be lenient. And with that I would like to conclude. You know, quite often we judge people according to black and white. This is black, it's black. White is white. In halachot, it should be black and white. But when it's come to judge a human being, we should be a bit more lenient. Where do we learn that? David HaMelech, Hazal tell us about David HaMelech, that he was a king and was the judge of the Jewish people. And when he used to judge people, it make no difference to him who he was. And Hazal tell us a story that one day came a rich person and a poor person to the judge. David HaMelech as a judgment to the Din Torah. And David HaMelech heard the rich person and heard the poor person. And the verdict was that the poor person obligated to pay the rich person whatever he have to do, whatever he have to pay. He's obligated. That's what David HaMelech pasken. He pasken the truth. Remember, he pasken the Torah. We say Emet is Torah. But David HaMelech knew that the poor person cannot pay the rich person. You know what David HaMelech done? He took his own money, given it to the poor person, that he can pay the rich person. Sometimes we have to give up, to be more lenient with our friend, not to judge them so harshly. We all human beings, we all can make a mistake. Yes? A bit loud, a bit
I
loud.
understand what you're saying, but where does the balance come? So not all of us are studying Torah along a lot of it, and kindness. So if you're doing a portion of both, well, that's probably what the majority of us do. Does it mean proportionately, whatever you do, you'll get a degree of forgiveness, or do you have to
Absolutely.
do anything or nothing?
Absolutely, absolutely. You're 100% right. But you say, where is the boundaries? You're asking, where's the boundaries? If you know that people take advantage, that now it's not because he's really in need, it's because he's lazy to go and work. He doesn't want to go and work. He's lazy, he doesn't want to go to work. Not because he can't find a job, not because he's not qualified enough, whatever the case is, he's just lazy. Are you obligated to support him? Because he become a burden. But you're obligated to do hesed. Do you understand the question? That's what you're basically asking, if I understand correct. Where's the boundaries? Where to stop? So I took very extreme one. By that you're supporting him, you're not causing kindness. Now, you're changing. A person obligated to go and work. You understand? That's that it's a olam hesed ibaneh, that the world can be built by kindness. It's only the people that need help. A person that really feel down, and you come and you give him a good word, and you motivate him, you uplift his neshama, that's hesed. But to go and help a person to be a lazy, not to work, to be a burden, that's not hesed. You follow what I'm saying? So we have to understand that if David HaMelech done that, we have to judge each case according to the case. Not all cases the same. And if David HaMelech done it, and he judged the true judgment, and when he saw that the poor person is guilty, he's guilty, hayav, hayav. But he became more lenient. He took from his own pocket to make sure to make peace between him and his fellow friends. When we do that here, we do peace up in heaven. And Be'ezrat Hashem, if we took on ourselves, Rabotai, to study more Torah, even if it's an extra few more minutes a day, to study more Torah, to do kindness, not only money, I explain, to help other people, whatever case is it. Your friend need a jump cable, and you lend them a jump cable to start his car, that's a hesed. I'm not talking about giving money. You can teach other people, that's hesed. You're good in certain things, and you know that that person can't afford it, and you help him, that's hesed. For example, there's an accountant, we have few. Here's one of them. You know someone need, he have a problem with his balance sheet, and you help him, that's hesed. You didn't charge them. If you know that he can pay and you still done it, also hesed. Do you understand? You're a doctor. You saw that someone's sick or someone not feeling well, and you help him. You say to him, take that medication. That's hesed.
And free legal advice also.
Yeah, whatever the case is, people need help, advice. If we do all of that and we be more lenient, and we take on ourselves to do more studying Torah, to do more mitzvot and kindness, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will forgive our sin. We have a guarantee for it. But not only that, that will help us to speed the coming of the Mashiach that we're all waiting, please God, speedily in our days.